Hey, what's up everybody? It's Onepeg. So, from time to time, we tend to do a little data mining kind of info stuff, right? Not so much a secret in this channel, I guess. This is one of those times. So for those of you that don't want to be spoiled or would rather not have this kind of info ahead of time, maybe this video isn't for you. But for those of you that are trying to make sure that you're prepared or you know where to look for certain things, this is going to be a little bit of guide content to be able to provide to all of you some relatively rare spawning stuff, items that need to be found for upcoming quests, just so that you're ready, I guess. What am I talking about? Well, in the game files, there were quests that were added, but not yet activated. It's going to be in the next maybe couple of weeks, we'll see these quests get turned on. Some of which require very long quest change in order to be able to, I guess, access them, and others will be readily available if you've done the first 3 quests in Leathersmith, let's say. But there are some relatively unique items that are spawning. One for Cyclops, one for Troll, one that is located in Inferno, and then 3 books that have actually been in the game files for a while, but hadn't yet been spawning until this last patch that they did. So for those of you that are interested in where all of these unique items spawn, this is what this guide is for. Now, for those of you wondering, there is a very easily accessible resource that seems to be very up to date, which is darkanddarkertracker.com. That is what I'm using here. Now, Dark and Darker Tracker is a free to use website. You can go check it out. Obviously not an ad. I use this for myself. It's just a really easy way to mark quests that you are working on or quests that you have completed by just, clicking through the buttons or whatever. But the first quest that we're going to check out is for Leathersmith. Now, this quest is relatively readily, easily accessible. If you notice here, this says the quest prerequisite for this lower line of quests is for Campfire Tales, which is the 3rd quest that Leathersmith gives. If I go and look at them here, you can see the Campfire Tales is done, which means that this quest will unlock whenever it becomes available. Now, there are 3 quests: Echoes of Memory, Faith and Worry, and The Shadow of the Dream. So the first one says Enchanted Dark Fabric, Spider Silk, Warden Outfit, Troubadour Outfit, Marauder Outfit. Those are things that need to be collected. If you notice, they want 3 spider silk, so you're going to have to get to farming. The next one is Faith and Worry. This one says 30 skeletons in crypts in a single session, which, again, shouldn't be that hard. But the third one, this one is the interesting one. Loot Human Remains. Now, this is a new, unique item that spawns in a very specific spot in a very specific module. To find it, you need to go to Inferno. It is located in the module Blood Prison, one of the newer modules, and you want to be in the underneath section of Blood Prison. If you know where that is, that's where you want to head, and it is in this specific location on the floor next to this treasure chest. I do want to be clear that none of the spawns that I'm showing you are going to be 100% chance. Some of them are around 20 to 40%. Some of them are closer to 60 to 80%, depending on the difficulty of map that you choose. With the high tier, I guess, unlimited gear bracket HR being the one that has the highest spawn rate. Now, the next quest has to do with Goblin Merchant. Again, we're going to use Dark and Darker Tracker, but this one is a little bit more involved because you can't just get there by doing the first few quests. Instead, in this case, this one called Reaping Without Effort is located 15 or 16 quests in line. You have to do all of the other quests that the goblin has up through to this point, including these 3 that require killing 5 cockatrice and collecting a feather. So there's another cockatrice feather that you're going to need. Should probably make sure that you go and farm that. But Reaping Without Effort, again, is requiring a unique couple of items: the Cave Troll's Precious Rock and Cyclops' Precious Mirror, both of which have to be looted status. Now, again, these are unique items with very specific spawn locations. Now, for those of you wondering, yes, you have to kill Troll and Cyclops. The unique items are both located in their respective treasure rooms. If you take a look at this screen cap, I know that it's not showing here, but over to the left on top of these crates, kind of adjacent or across the room from the treasure pile, you would have the spawn would be right here on top of these crates. That is true for both treasure rooms, by the way. They spawn in that location on both sides. Okay, and then the last series of quests that we have to do are for Woodsman, for 3 other unique items with unique spawns. Now, in order to access those quests, which again, none of these are in the game as of yet, it starts with the quest Foulburster and goes all the way down through the list. And then we'll go back to Dark and Darker Tracker. From Frostborn Beasts, it will go then down through these 3 and then these 2 quests, which may end up releasing over 2 2-week period of time or altogether. We don't really know. In this case, we're looking at the quest Ancient Records that requires all of the other quests that I mentioned, starting with Foulburster. So it doesn't require these 3, but it does start here. So you have to do them all in order. You get down to the very last one that's on the list, and it says this: collect Diary of the Taz, Chronicles of the Cursed Crown, and Manuscripts of the Warlord. These 3 books have been in the game files for a while now. They've been in the game files for, I think 6 months maybe, but they never really had any physical spawning locations. We hadn't really seen them until just now. They have a relatively low spawn chance, about 20 to 30% maybe, we're kind of guessing, but they do spawn, and they're in very specific locations. I'll show you where those are. Okay, so all of the books spawn on shelves that look like this. All 3 of the books are located in ruins as well. Very, very, very specifically, all 3 located in ruins on bookshelves, various bookshelves in very specific modules. The manuscripts of the Warlord are located in the keep. Just like the image shows in this case, the manuscripts of the Warlord are located on the bookshelf in the corner in the keep, the one upstairs. Now that one was kind of a no-brainer. We probably figured that that's where it was going to end up anyway, because it just kind of made sense. The book Chronicles of the Cursed King is located here in Great Hall on a bookshelf as well, and the Diary of the Taz is located in Refectory. It is the new module that's kind of like that open air, like quad atrium kind of thing with the Wraith and the Dead center of it. You can find it there on a bookshelf too. Now, again, those are not 100% chance spawn rates. They are like 20 to 30%. You can find them on really regular occasion. You just have to run through and check them. Now, for those of you interested in the lore, each one of those specific items has some pretty cool flavor text associated with it. The Diary of the Taz talks about the former court wizard. It's a bit of lore about the Lich. The Chronicles of the Cursed Crown talks about the king, the Ghost King, and how he came into contact with the Midnight Stag, who is also, by the way, who is also a boss or some type of a model that is listed inside of the game files. We actually have a model of the Midnight Stag in the game files, but we have yet to have a purpose for it or have seen it in game at all. So the Midnight Stag is going to be some type of like deity or god or whatever. And then last, obviously, the Manuscripts of the Warlord has to do with some background lore-related text of the Skeleton Warlord boss, both of which work for the Ghost King, which obviously I guess we could gather at this point. Anyway, that is how we find all 6 of those items, those 6 unique placed spawns. You will need those for quests in the coming weeks, so rather than wait for the quest to come out, maybe go and snag them. And for those of you that happen to stumble upon them, they're actually worth a couple of 100 gold or whatever on the market at the moment, because they're relatively rare and people don't know what the hell they're for. So, you know, you can make a couple of bucks selling them on the market or whatever. Anyway, thank you guys so much for coming out and checking out this video. If you'd like to subscribe to the channel, I'd very, very, very much appreciate that. If not, maybe you can come and check out a stream over at twitch.tv/Onepeg, where I'm live every day around 6 to 7 a.m. Eastern, although not today because it's Mother's Day and we're celebrating. If neither one of those will work for you, maybe I'll catch you in the next video or something. You know, you never know. Thank you for lending me your eyeballs, everyone. I'll see you in the next one. Peace.